the metal, hear the engines roar, keeping your eyes as cold as ice. Lay it on the line, we all know the score, making a total sacrifice. Never give up, never back down, eat my dust, and you'll never take our crown. Never give up, never back down, and you'll never take our crown. And you'll never take our crown. Push it to the limit, got the need for speed, seize the chance of living for today. Total concentration to the finish line, nothing is getting in our way. Never give up, never back down, eat my dust, and you'll never take our crown. Never give up, never back down, and you'll never take our crown. And you'll never take our crown. Come on! Never give up, never back down, eat my dust, and you'll never take our crown. Never give up, never back down, and you'll never take our crown. You'll never take it, and you'll never take our crown. You'll never take it. Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the race into the weekend. But as you can see, there's no race going on. After the new update, we have some server issues. Cracker, hi. He's working hard on to get it solved. But in the meantime, I pressed the wrong button, to be honest. Normally, I wanted to do like a 10-minute countdown, but now you have to do with my pretty face. In the chat, I have to replay it. Can we do that? Yeah, we can. Is it here? Anyway, let me see. Alert box should be. Behind everything. There it is. Dutch Stick just subscribed. 15 months in a row, dude. Wow. Thank you very much for that. Then we have Mr. Carroll here. Mistakes have been made. I forgot to do the back to the track. Indeed. But I said I did it. As you know, in a couple of weeks, we have the Laguna Seca event on GRG. And I promised Mr. Impulse I will do it with him. You can log into the interface. Maybe, yeah. Hey, take us through. Hello. And see what happens if you press start. I have to do this in the background. You see my lights turning up here. Let me check this out. Elite game servers. Login. Start. It's loading, and doing nothing. Okay, that's good. I got a message from Elite Game Servers that they installed a server. Yeah, that's a nice thing to say when you just do your first message, Goran. Thank you. Let me see what we can do. I think a lot of people have problems now with the servers. I don't know. All are working on it. Wow, what happened to my camera? Hello? Focus. Even the camera don't like me anymore. Is this a light? What happened to the camera? Hello? Well, you see now a blurry guru. What we can do is I will show you the back to the track video. Thank you all for joining in. Yeah, let's... normally we had the race. Yeah, good focus. I don't know what's... Here is focus, 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 focus. Focus, camera, focus. Focus. Hello! I don't know what happened. Yeah, camera doesn't work too well. Let's see. What can we do? Yeah, the camera works fine. I think this is my face when you are drunk, so get used to it. Home. Wow, what is happening with the server? No, nothing, Cracker, indeed. It doesn't do anything. Should we try to do something else? Maybe it's on the Elite Game Servers side. Maybe there... Hey! My face is back. Maybe we don't even have a stream then. Just between those server things. The remote server isn't working at this point, Cracker. That's the message I got. So there's a problem at the Elite Game Server side. This is all due, I think, to the patch that was out. The thing that I wanted to show you is the track guide that I created, because normally we have back to the track, and I created something myself. So Mr. Tom Carroll, if you're watching, I will show something else, me. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Back to the Track, and this time it's with the SLT Guru at Laguna Seca. Start-finish line, I keep it always tight to the left side, let it roll out to the outside here. Marker 4, turn in and brake to the apex here, let it roll, and here back on the throttle, then again into the next corner. Left hand side, keep it there, between the 1 and 2, brake, let the car roll, don't hit those sausage curves. And yeah, here it's at the brake marker 1. I tapped the brake a little bit to let the car roll. It was a little bit wide here for me, but yeah, still nothing to worry about. Just in front of the 2, brake, turn in the car and wait a little bit on the throttle. Here we go again, then into the next corner, a little bit uphill, and now you have to trust the car. Just, yeah, after those 2 marker board, turn in the car, go on the AstroTurf, fully trust the car there. Here at the 2 marker board, brake, a little bit of uphill, turn the car in, tight in the corkscrew, take a lot of the apex and the AstroTurf there, then let the car roll here a little bit, and yeah, you have the feeling to get a little bit of AstroTurf again. Next corner, roll it, brake a little bit, tap again, and here, yeah, the most difficult part for me, I misbraked myself here. Just in front of the 2, I would say, let it roll out, back on the throttle, very tight track, a lot of corners, a lot of happening. I did a 24.6 here, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I need to talk a little bit faster than normal with my Dutch accent, so hope you enjoy and see you on track. Beautiful, isn't it? Cracker. Can you try to reinstall the server? I just saw a message. Some files are deleted or something. Reinstall the server. Can you do that? Or should I try? Hello. So yeah, did you try that? Can I try it for you? Did you try it before the reinstall server? Okay, okay. I know that Swanimir was watching, but Swanimir has a server as well, when I'm correct. I don't know. There is something online, Laguna Seca, mate. It's just popped up online. Look, there it is. See? I'm now loading into the game, so whoop whoop. There we are. Yeah, super unresponsive. I'm lucky that I didn't push the button to reinstall the server. We could wait again. So yeah, guys, if you want to join, it's password free. The server is the DSLT. You see it in the above there, Dutch Sim Racing Team DSLT. What was it? The name? Yeah, it's there. Present DSLT, it's password free. Yeah, everybody's finding their way. I see 8 people already, and so we are going to switch to the main stream now. Yeah, why not? Because I can use the help every time. I wanted to drive it by myself, to be honest. Yeah, I wanted to drive because, like I said, I did the back to the track then. But I'm going to drive this track with my good buddy, Mr. Carroll, so for 6 hours. I promised him that. So yeah, but Carol, I want to take the BMW 2022 because that car is such an amazing car. Yeah, it's really great to drive that new car. Yeah, Cracker, get behind the steering wheel, do some laps, and I will speak to you soon. Ah, nice. Always nice to have somebody. I need to start up everything now. No, it's a problem. No problem. You can do anything about it. I hate the new update, not that much, because I notice the tires and everything, the feeling is a little bit better. Yeah, I'm not the pro driver, but for my thing is, it's better. But what I hate is they upgraded the graphics, and the graphics looks amazing. I hope the stream isn't stuttering by that, but I still have it on the same settings. But they changed like the livery. Something is wrong with the liveries. So I had to adjust a little bit, and I don't think you notice it that much here with Ruben, who's just sliding around. People are joining, I guess. Mr. Marriott here in the nearly on pace then, fully black for us. Then we have, temporary DSLT. by Gabe. I don't know why. What the hell is this? Oh, damn it, he's driving the new one. This is the new BMW. And to be honest, this car, yeah, it's better than every car in the game. I drove it for half an hour. I'm in love with this car. I did the back to the track with it. It was such a good feeling. That car, you said the Aston Martin is like the most stable car. This car, if you drive like on cruise control, it's really good. If you drive it on, but if you drive it like pushing the car, it's get unstable. But you can do such amazing laps with this car. The 24.6 I did for it was my fastest lap ever on Laguna Seca, and I did it like touring, with one window open, music on, wiper check there from stick. So yeah, it's really an amazing car to see. Oh yeah. Yeah, you do. Okay, do a 24.6 down with the pit limiter on. I dare you. Mr. Carroll, again, here in the new maybe we should like to do a BMW Cup. No, I mean now. Like everybody takes a new BMW for one race. So
community and everybody's struggling.
I just noticed that you were muted the whole time and nobody said a word.
Really? Wow.
So let's repeat it from the beginning. We are 10 minutes in conversation. So, hey, Cracker, how are you doing?
Jesus Christ.
So, yeah, for the guys that were thinking Guru is insane, he's talking to himself. Normally that's the case, but this time it was Cracker in my chat box here and I muted him. I had the game muted, everything. That's where you don't have your normal rhythm because the server was offline. So, yeah. What I said was like maybe we should do like the BMW series. Everybody takes the new BMW. I love it. You said maybe we could, but you are in the Ferrari wow, big slide there in the background from Nipte. You are doing your laps, hitting some walls. So how's the track feeling now?
I don't know. It's kind of strange. The tires are still pretty cold. And I'm missing a lot of PSIs, I see now.
The thing is that they said it could take up to 3 laps to get the tires exactly to the temperature. So you need to do a few because you only have 3 minutes and 35 seconds left.
Oh, and the braking is... I just loaded a standard aggressive setup because I don't trust any setup or setup pack at this point. Like I said, there in every community I've been into, there's been talks about this update. Everybody's like going crazy at this point, and yeah, we have this endurance race tomorrow in the GRG community. This is for the championship, so there's a lot to gain, and suddenly they decided to push this update. And now the setup is not working anymore for the guys in the Porsche.
Yeah, I saw some messages in Discord, indeed, that the setup now is really not working for them anymore. They lost a lot of time, and you say there's everything to gain, but there's almost everything to lose at this point.
Yeah.
Depends on how other teams are driving with that. It's difficult.
Yeah. Especially when you're expecting a wet race,
Yeah, but it could be dry as well. Depends.
99% sure it will be a wet race.
Okay. Yeah, so yeah, it's really difficult. How is the game working? What are the physics new? How will the car behave in rain? What will do with the setup? Have you do a complete new setup? I don't know. I'm not the one in setups and everything. I took that BMW out with just the aggressive setup. I did a faster time than with it setup in the Assen.
Oh no, another leg spike. Where am I?
Are the
In the
legs
wall.
even worse?
Yeah, because some people are still loading the old. Um,
Liveries.
yeah, so it takes a long time for the server to react to that.
I noticed that when you select a car, I have that. When I select a new car, it will load up a tons of time before the car is selected.
Yeah, because it creates these new PNG files.
Yeah, it's a DDS, I think.
Yeah, so it creates a DDS from the old PNGs. So it takes a little while, and then it has to be loaded into the server. So this is why you see these big lag spikes. They're even longer than normal.
Yeah, I think
Normally it's
it has to get a while before everybody will have loaded up everything. And if you remove it from your own PC or something, it will be even worse.
Yeah, because then you have to download it from the server. So yeah, I think I'm not really sure what they were thinking when they pushed this update. Of course, the new graphics are great, and the new BMW is great, and all the kudos to Kunos, so to say, for giving this free update and try to improve everything as much as they can. But there are always downsides to upgrades, and this is part of them. If you don't instruct the people, oh, I'm third. That's unexpected. If you don't instruct the people what's gonna change, you have to find out by yourself. And I think this is one of the things they lack at Kunos to say, hey, there's gonna be an update and this is gonna change. It's the same with the server handbook. I had to download a new copy and find out what all the changes are inside of the server, and then move from there. Oh, I'm fourth now. There.
Yeah, Mr. Carroll just put in a 127.2.
Yeah, typical Mercedes driver.
Yeah, but he's in the BMW, the new one. He just created a new livery, Diesel T RGB solution, so that's good. For people who saw the video back to the track, I did a 124.6, but I have to say it was an optimum track. This track is green, it's 19 degrees, and the track is 24 degrees. Mine was a little bit to the optimum setting, so... Zwanimir said, my game is updating to 1.8.3. I will join soon in less than a year.
That means they are pushing an update right now. Because I think I just updated to 1.8.2.
Okay, so maybe everything will crash again. We will see. That will be fun.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's a little bit out of my hands, and I did the best I could do.
Renee Borsche is watching on Facebook, I guess. Thank you very much for watching. We have Stace also here. Hello, Stace. How are you doing?
Hello, Stace. Matt Seal writes in the in-game chat, this game feels completely different now. Car seems to be forever sliding.
Yeah, but it's the first two laps. When you are driving in the practice, the car is so unsettling. And I noticed with the Assen as well, the tires are cold, and I was like, okay, push throttle in the first corner, whoop, my rear was gone. And normally the Assen is one of the stablest car. But now I find that the BMW is. So, yeah, I'm in love with the car. I cannot change anything about it, sorry.
Yeah, I've been driving the Ferrari for the past few months. I feel like sticking to one car might benefit my driving because I was hopping from car to car to car to car. And I was just about to change to McLaren to see what I can get out of the beast, but I decided to stick with the Ferrari a little bit longer until this update settles in a little bit and everybody has found their way back to the track, so to say.
Yeah, I found a way back to the track. I see a lot of people going off. Normally you don't see that, but a lot of people are going off here on the green track with the new tire model. I think you are so used to pushing in the first lap, and now it will kill you. So it's just a mind adjustment then. Yeah, I have to say the new graphics. I love the colors more.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier on the ice. It's not so vibrant.
It's more depth. How you say
Depth.
it? Depth in it. Yeah, the cars look better. The sparks are still flying around, so lovely. The only thing I don't understand, because Tom Cavell here is driving the BMW and like matte black with chrome red or something, and I just saw a message from Knoppy that said the sponsor PNGs aren't working anymore. So how they do that, I don't know. Something is changed, and I think, to be honest, I have to create all new liveries for all the cars. And
There we go again.
Yeah, and I did it 1 month ago or something, 2 months ago. I did 39 liveries.
Yeah.
If I have to do them all over, I think I will be sick again for a year.
We just start with the GT3s, the most common ones, and then work your way down the list until you finally arrive at the Jaguar and the Ritw.
Yeah, but the thing is, when I do that, I want to do... I could do a different thing and overlay the PNG from the decals of underlaying it with the sponsor file, and it will create... Normally it would create the car that we have. The thing is, if I want to change all over again, I want to do a whole new livery. So that's my mindset. Okay, if you have to do something new, you have to do it now.
Well, I think we got 15 DSRT legends at this point, so put somebody to work.
Yeah, Knoppy wants to help with it. He said that, can I help you with it? And I said, sure thing, create them all. No. But yeah, it's we will see. Gabe is just putting in a 124.7, so he's really fast at this point on the green track. Lovely to see. And the temporary DSLT car. I have to find the wireframe of the BMW, then I can create the new livery, but I didn't find it yet.
I think I need more TC. I just let him go here.
You need to warm up those tires, mate.
Yeah, there's no heat in them. They're like 70 degrees, so I'm missing like 20 degrees for them to get in working range.
How are the pressures?
All right, 26.8.
Could be higher.
Yeah, it could be a little bit higher. I pumped them up a full PSI. Still not enough. Normally it's a little bit warmer in California, but today seems to be a little bit cloudy.
Yeah, it's indeed cloudy. 19 degrees only. Not too shabby. But still, yeah. I'm really wondering what the guys can do. Let us see who's in. Gabe, Thijs, Mr. Tiggerstew, Dan Marriott. Nice to see him as well. Ruben Solly, Mr. Sauer, here in chat as well, or in the voice. Mr. Carroll, Mr. Sil, Mr. Mina Jimenez. We don't know who that is. Mr. Mioch and Nino Burek. Nino has a better PC than Zvonimir, I guess. So yeah, there are, let me see, 1, 2, so 9 DSLT drivers?
Yeah, very
or
good.
Road to Legend drivers? This is a nice picture.
Even after 45 episodes, the format still works, so that's good.
Yeah, the only thing after 45 episodes, Eric Muir still drives a red Ferrari here, not the DSLT one. Mr. Burek, same, just a livery of the normal one. Mr. Carroll then created the DSLT RGB solutions because we don't have a livery for that yet. Mr. Remco Zauer, if you wouldn't have this one, I would kick your ass. Mr. Solly is driving the RGB. Dan Marriott is from Off-Pace Racing. Mr. Tickets 2 has always the black and green Porsche, I can tell you that. Mr. Thijs van der Horn, also in that nice Porsche livery from DSLT. Mr. Matt Sill, yeah, he's one of the proteges as well. Also in Team Upgrade. Gob Garage needs an upgrade. That was what I meant to say. And yeah, Stick in the temporary DSLT livery then. So we don't know who that is. Yeah,
Oh no!
you asked for it. What?
Oh, another big leg spike.
Oh, I thought. Yeah, that's
And
because Luke just joined from Team Best.
I was like standing still in the middle of the corner, and I was like, "Oh, not too long, not too long, not too long. Where am I? Where am I?"
So on the green track, it's Ritw who just beat my back to the track time there. So I really need to get in learning distance from this guy. He also drives that BMW, so I really need him to create the setup and give it to me. Gabe, you're listening. Create a setup now in that BMW and share it with me because I need it.
No. The braking is poop. Okay, I'm gonna head in with the guys. Enjoy race number 1.
Yeah, we will try to. I will try to.
I'll catch back up with you a little bit later.
Yeah, let's do that. Let me just see. I have Gordon here. I have a surprise. Yeah, he's going to drive.
I don't want to.
No, that was like 8 minutes
surprises.
ago. So he's driving. I asked him here, and he's driving. I think that's the surprise. To be honest, I don't know.
Well, talk to you later.
Talk to you later, mate. Bye bye. So yeah, still 26 seconds to go in qualifying. It's Gabe Nitteden who's leading in 2.2 seconds, so that's an easy lead for him. He can relax for a little bit before the race. Mr. Sill then in the second place, Ruben Solly in third. Mr. Carroll here on track now, currently in P4, but he's gaining on his time. Let's see how he does this corner. Yeah, you have to fully commit here. You can take that AstroTurf and you can win a lot of time. Onto the hill here, braking left-hand turner into the corkscrew. Really, yeah, nicely done. He's really driving nicely at this point. How much? No, he's now losing time again. See, that was last. It's a 2 marker just in front, I guess, to brake. Hit that inside apex there on the throttle. Mr. Carroll, no, not improving on his time at this point. Computer just crashed. It might have to join race number 2. That's too bad, mate. Hope maybe you can just join. There's still waiting time. Maybe you can make it, even start from the pits or in the back. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of lag spikes. Nothing we can do. It's just from the game. You just heard it. We got a guy with SA59 in chat. In what chat? Okay, Zonomir has guests coming, so he will try to join later. No problem. So people are now, setting up those setups. Setting up setups. That's also nice. See a better angle here. You see the cars on track. it looks a lot like the event. But even Juan has a surprise for me. He's racing and doesn't have the livery on from DSLT, so shame on you as well. Computer updating ACC again. Yeah, Zwardomir had the same problem. It's not mandatory for the online, but yeah, still. It's updating if you now restart the game, I guess. Some people going off track already here in the corkscrew, trying to line up. Ritw has the lead. Mr. Sil just warmed up the tires a little bit more. So it's waiting now for all the guys to line up into the start-finish line, and then we will go to green for the first race. 20 minutes racing in race number 1 of Racing to the Weekend. So it's our first race with the new update on ACC then, in Racing to the Weekend. You see a lot of cars pushing there, I don't know what they are doing. Now they should line up, and yeah, you can see it here. So last turn here, on to start a finish line. Now they have to stick on the pace, and it will be stick on the pace, stick. Nice, nice. Stick who will give the green light, then they are going to start finish, and it's green, and Mr. Gabriel is in first position still, trying to defend the inside, and ooh, there was a bump into Tom Carroll, and ooh, where is he? Did he hit another car? I think so. He has to spin that car around and go further. Yeah, you see the cars there in the background. Let us see then. It's Mr. Sil. No, Mr. Sil is now currently in P4. It's Mr. Ruben Solly who had a great start there then. Now on the tail of Mr. Gabriel Ritw. Thijs van der Hoorn then in P3, Matt Sil in P4, Remco Zauer in P5, and Dan Marriott in P6. Eric Nioch in P7, Juan Antonio Mena Jimenez in P8, Nino Burek P9, Tim Carroll then in P10. Mr. Luke is here in the back. I think he started from the pit lane or something, because he's in P11 way back. Here then, Ruben Solly is trying to keep up with Gabriel Ritw and has Thijs van der Hoorn behind him in the Porsche. So yeah, it's exciting to see. Sometimes I need a drink, so you will not hear me. Mr. Sil really close on Mr. Thijs van der Hoorn, so the top 4 is currently and 2.5 seconds away from each other. Mr. Carroll, yeah, he has a little bit of a gap now to Nino Burek because of that spin. I don't know if you can see something. Let me see. Broadcast number. Oh, Nino made a mistake there, and Tom Carroll taking advantage of that. Number 82. So let's go back to the start, what happened there. And it was with Mr. Carroll. Let's see there. Oh, that's strange. Shows a completely different livery there in the replay, but this happened to Mr. Carroll. Amy, hey, how are you doing? Hope you're feeling pretty fine. Love the name, Amy D. Oh, Gabe sliding a little bit there, and Ruben Solly really steady here in that Merc, to be honest. Really on the tail now of Gabe. Let's see their first lap times they are doing. Gabriel Ritw is now crossing that finish line here. And he did 1 minute 27.7, as Ruben did a 1:26.5, and Thijs, almost on the inside there. Thijs did a 1:26.4, and Matt did a 1:26.3. So Matt is the fastest at this point, but yeah, still the top 4 then, really close to each other. Mr. Mioch is putting on pressure on Dan Marriott then from the off-pace racing team. Yeah, can he make a move somewhere? I think he needs to give pressure on him and try to force Dan Marriott in a mistake then. Oh! Mr. Solly just made a mistake too early on the throttle on the gravel and spins the car around. Was there an incident? What car number is he in? 17? Nope. I think it was a mistake of himself trying to get back. I saw somebody on the background went off, but it's Mr. Carroll. Mr. Carroll there. Yeah, I think he doesn't love that BMW. So that will be a little of an argy-bargy with us. I want to drive that car, and he will say, no way, dude. Nino Burek making a little bit of mistakes then. He's still in the last position. Mr. Luke, who started from the pit, is now gaining on Remco, who seems to struggle also. Nice inside dive, a little bump there from Mr. Remco Sauer. Yeah, that gives him more speed on the straights then, I guess. Mr. Marriott then closing into... oh no, it's Mr. Mio who made the overtake there. Oh, I missed that. Let's try to see... oh, the replays are going fast. Wow. Wow, replays are going really fast now. Didn't used to that. That's new for me as commentator, to be honest. Normally I had to wait for it, but now it isn't. So yeah, Mr. Mioch then closed that gap and overtook Dan Marriott as Thijs van der Hoorn then now is in second place because of the spin of Ruben Solly is now currently in P8. And Mr. van der Hoorn is trying to give pressure on Gabriel Nitze. Separated from 1.2 seconds from each other, but it is Mr. Solly who's back on the track, and it's really Remco Sauer who's struggling with that Ferrari here. Ruben has some better access, and he's now on half a second away. Let's see where he will try to overtake Mr. Sauer. Let's go on board here with Mr. Ruben Solly. Tight line here. And I think it's the third corner already. This is the 4. In between the 2 and the 1 marker board. We should have a better camera like the cockpit view. Let the car roll on the throttle again here. On a little bit on the outside curb. Perfectly done. And then it's just here around the 2 marker board. Brake. Turn the car in. Wait a little bit on the throttle. Here you go again. Oh, it was a little bit too early here for Mr. Solly. And now the point that you have to trust the car. Brake into that dip and you can use that AstroTurf. Let it run out there to get the maximum speed here uphill. And you see the board coming, the 2 marker board or the white line on the curb. Try to brake there. A nice cut back there from Ruben Solly. Switch cameras, he's on the outside. It's Mr. Sauer on the inside. But wow, what an overtake there from the corkscrew from Mr. Ruben Solly then. Nicely done. Here the braking point is it's a 3-board. I was thinking it was a 2-board, but it's a 3-board. So hit the apex as Remco Sauer had the better braking point and just cut back the car there to overtake Mr. Solly again. So now they are in the slipstream and it's Mr. Solly cut the course there already into the inside and has the better line at this point here. Remco there with a little bit of a love tap then to Mr. Solly again. But job done for him at this point. Let's see if he can stick with that for the rest of the lap. In the meantime, Mr. Luke with the car 911 is catching up and maybe he can do something. Thijs van der Hoorn and P2 then, and 0.4 seconds away from Mr. Nitze. Both in the 125s. Best lap just set by Gabriel Ritw, 1:25.062, and Mr. Thijs van der Hoorn, 1:25.970. So it's still 9/10, but what a nice exit there from Mr. Thijs van der Hoorn, who has the inside line, then battling it out door by door, but it is Mr. Thijs van der Hoorn with the better exit. Gabe then in the slipstream here, trying to get the maximum speed, maybe tries a move here on the inside, but no, earlier on the break, waits his turn. Oh, nice turn. Turn. It's Gabe with the better turn then. Now side by side again. Whew, what a battle. Ooh, really close there, dude. That turn, they both make it. Wow, what a race those two guys are having then. Woo-hoo-hoo. Need a drink after this one. So now it's Gabe following Thijs van der Hoorn. Thijs, who I think won most of the races here in Racing to the Weekend. Struggling with the car then for the tomorrow race they are having at Donington. But still, Gabe now really good exit here. Can he try to move that car alongside of him? And he does. Late on the brakes, too late on the brakes there. And Thijs, makes the best of it. Wow, guys, we have a battle here. I want to see more of this racing. Oh, Thijs almost lost the rear on that. It's a really tricky part, that corkscrew. Downhill, the car unsaddles a lot in the rear. You have to be very careful on the throttle. I think Thijs was a little bit early there, but still managed to keep the car there. And kept Nipte now in 0.6 seconds away from him. I love to see those guys racing. It's one race in and my throat already gets a little bit itchy here. But still, you can see that Gabe has really good exits of corners here. Hitting those apexes and getting early on the throttle to make it really exciting for them. So it's cameras here. Nice turn camera here then. And Gabe's really close. Putting on his wipers to get the dust off the windshield from all those sand boxes beside the track. It's really tricky. If you go off, you will lose so much time here. There's no runoff. It's just like sand. You have some AstroTurf, as you can see, the green stuff here. Who has a better exit here? Gabe cutting that corner on the AstroTurf. You can do that. And you see how close he is on the tail of that Porsche. Ooh, really close here. Both going a little bit wide. Both kept it on the track. And now it's on back to the straight here on the start-finish line. And it's Gabe with the better exit, I guess. Side by side almost. Gabe is now really pushing that car. He has the inside line, so better papers. Door banging then from them both. And Gabe on the brake now. Thijs has to follow, and move done by Gabe. Guys, with all the respect, we have 10 drivers here, but those guys are really giving us the showtime here. What a nice driving of both. Gabe a little bit defensive there, trying to cut off Thijs. Thijs a little bit over that curb, that unsettles the car, like I said. And he's now on 0.7 seconds. So the tables have turned for Gabe and Thijs. Lovely to see those both on the track here. And really, you see it. Oh, Thijs now looking in the inside again. What a battle going on. Now trying the outside. Gabe needs to brake there. Oh, where are the cars? It's still Gabe here in front, in the inside line. Trying to cut that corkscrew a little bit. And still close. Almost side by side every lap. Wow. Just 7 minutes and 12 seconds to go, and it was the most entertaining 13 minutes I ever seen in Racing to the Weekend, with two guys battling it out almost every lap. Now Thijs with the better exit. He has the inside again. It's a copy of each other. And now door banging with each other, unsettling the car, almost losing it, but still on the track here. Thijs with a blocking wheel. He tries the inside and he has the job done again. Oh, but Stig says, no way, dude. I'm still in the inside here. I brake later than you. And does he do it? Yes, he does it. He just fought back. Now Thijs with the better exit again and tries to follow him. Can he make the move somewhere? I don't know. The couple of corners that coming up are really tricky to do an overtake here, but whew. Jesus. Inside line then from Gabe. And yeah, now comes the tricky part. He needs to trust that car there. Defensive move going back to the racing line. Puts that corner in and yeah, oh, both a little bit defensive, so not even full on the limit. But still, what a defensive move. Is it moving on the braking here? I don't know. But yeah, it's still a nice race. Following the same lines here through the corkscrew, then the left-hander. And still, yeah, really close by each other. But we saw it in the last lap. This is where the moves are done. This exit here, then the braking point to the straight finish line. Straight on the straight from the start finish line. Oh, and it is the mistake there from Thijs van der Hoorn, who just managed to brake a little bit later and doesn't get the apex right. Gabe, I think that's also new. Purple 1 means fastest lap at this point. So that's great to see that Assetto Corsa Competizione makes something new. So now we can see who has the fastest lap. It's Gabe. But still close by each other here. Brilliant racing from both of those drivers. But in the meantime, Metzel now only on 1.6 seconds. So he's closing in by the battle of those two in the beginning. Oh, did I have a better commentary voice for you guys? It would be more exciting even. But yeah, we have to deal with me at this point, and I think I'm done after this race, to be honest, because those two are giving us a race of a lifetime. Yeah, Thijs not giving up here, and that's why he is in that DSLT livery. Never give up. You see it on the side. Wow. Mats Hill now really closing that gap, 0.4 seconds away. So Thijs has to attack and defend at the same time. Oh, I don't know how this is going to end. 4 minutes, 10 seconds to go. So I think it will be like 3 laps. 3 laps, I guess, after this one. Yeah, Gabriel Nitte then still in P1. Thijs van der Hoorn P2. Mats Hill in P3. With 40 seconds behind that, Eric Meog in P4, Dan Marriott then in P5, Ruben Sol in P6, a really nice fought back. Mr. Luke from the pit lane in P7, Ranko Zauer in P8, Nino Berek in P9, Tom Carroll then in P10. Not used to see Tom in P10, to be honest. Wow, look at this. It's, oh yeah, the top 3, 0.7 seconds away from each other and still battling. Oh, Thijs now on the side-by-side. He needs to brake a little bit earlier, I guess. Because he compromises the exit there. But yeah, see Gabe really in defensive line, so it's not really the best racing line he has. Mr. Sil then behind. He's trying to really reach out to Thijs. But yeah, if you have to do that with defensive line, you have to drive other lines, and that will make it difficult for Mats Hill as well. What could Mats Hill do in the P3 position then, following now the top 2 who was battling almost all race? Can he make somewhere a move? He has to be patient, but he has to be fast as well, because yeah, in like 2 laps the race is over. Mr. Van der Hoorn now in the slipstream then with Gabe, tries to get in the inside, I guess. But still not close enough to make that move. Really good turn there from Nitte. You see him take a little bit of a gap there. So he really needs to concentrate now to get on that racing line and to try to drive away from Thijs. He had a second faster qualifying lap, so we could do it. And now the gap is getting extended a little bit. Metzel is now 1.4 seconds away, so he made a mistake somewhere, I guess. I don't know for sure. Both cars there running a little bit wide. You can see the sand coming up here. Then the next turn, really put it in that dip. Take that AstroTurf a little bit. Maybe curbstone, that was a good one from Mr. Thijs van der Hoorn. But yeah, and now the gaps are over 1 second from each other. So, as I said, that Gabe lost the car there, unsettled it a little bit. Managed to get it straight and still be in P1. Jesus Christ, drifting Gabe here, still in the lead. Oh, I didn't see that one coming, to be honest. Now he has to defend again because 1 lap to go after this one. Overstart finish. It's really Thijs van der Hoorn with the better exit at this point. He's really on the bumper again of Gabriel Nipte, as the announcer said. The last lap, the leader is on the final lap. He tries a wider line here. Cut back then in the inside. Maybe tries to get some more speed out of that corner. Goes a little bit wide onto the gravel. That will lose you some time. That means that Metzel now is in 0.5 of a second away. Last lap. What can they do in the last lap? Will it be a train or will there be an attack here? I don't know. Jesus, I really need a new drink now. Let's do that. As the gap are still the same, is it really extending then to 1 second again? No other battles on track, so we have the best seats in the house here for the top 3. With Gabriel Nipte then still leading this race. And yeah, this is the final 3 corners. This is one of the corners. Coasting that car into that one. Then the right turner. It's more of a roll as well. And here you need to spot on, be on the braking point again. And I think he does that as well. Nice apex there on the AstroTurf. And this is a race win then for Mr. Gabriel Nipte with Thijs van der Hoorn in P2 and Metzel in P3. And yeah, give some applause in chat, guys. What a race of Gabe and Thijs here. Really enjoyable to see. Thank you very much for that race. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! And now it's time for donuts. Doesn't work on the gravel, Gabe. Best race lap indeed as well. So the 1 extra point goes to Gabriel Nipte then. You see the purple time in the leader standings there. It's 1:24.830. So that's good. Mr. Marriott safe in chat. Hello, P6. And that McLaren. So painful to race. Why? Oh, Mr. Carroll just messed up that BMW as well. It wasn't a race of Mr. Carroll. Do we have some messages in Discord? No, we don't. Sandbagging much. What a first race we saw here then. Okay, that's strange. Mr. Justin. Wow, 59 safety rating. Last race was the same and you had it, so there must be something that happened. But yeah, good that you can join now. Back to the free practice session then. That what you have meant with the painful race. Now I understand. Yeah, if you hurt your hand at work today, it's not the best thing to have then in racing with the force feedback and everything. And I think the force feedback is a little bit better now with feeling and everything, but that makes it, I think, stronger as well. So yeah, I can imagine that it is painful then. So let's see around here. I don't see Juan anywhere. Not in the chat, not in the race. He's not joining me. Jeez. Juan, you suck. But glad to have you back, Justin. Good to see that you are in the race again here. So, who are all watching, and what are you going to do this weekend, as we are in free practice for like 3 minutes and 20 seconds? Talk to me. In the meantime, I will Juan has developed a kind of attitude. Yeah, I think so. I will go to the DSLT intro again, I think, and or should we do something else? No, we will do something else. This time I drive in VR. Okay, that's nice. Let's go to the track, back to the track with me, myself, and I, DSLT Guru. Little bit of a track walk from my perspective, and then the sponsors and the intro of the Racing to the Weekend, and we will be right back. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Back to the Track, and this time it's with DSLT Guru at Laguna Seca. Start finish line, I keep it always tight to the left side, let it roll out to the outside here. Marker 4, turn in and brake to the apex here, let it roll, and here back on the throttle, then again into the next corner. Left hand side, keep it there, between the 1 and 2, brake, let the car roll, don't hit those sausage curves. And yeah, here it's at the brake marker 1. I tapped the brake a little bit to let the car roll. It was a little bit wide here for me, but yeah, still nothing to worry about. Just in front of the 2, brake, turn in the car and wait a little bit on the throttle. Here we go again, then into the next corner, a little bit uphill, and now you have to trust the car. Just, yeah, after those 2 marker board, turn in the car, go on the AstroTurf, fully trust the car there. Here at the 2 marker board, brake, a little bit of uphill, turn the car in, tight in the corkscrew, take a lot of the apex and the AstroTurf there, then let the car roll here a little bit, and yeah, you have the feeling to get a little bit of AstroTurf again. Next corner, roll it, brake a little bit, tap again, and here, yeah, the most difficult part for me, I misbraked myself here. Just in front of the 2, I would say, let it roll out, back on the throttle. Very tight track, a lot of corners, a lot of happening. I did a 24.6 here, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I need to talk a little bit faster than normal with my Dutch accent, so hope you enjoy and see you on track. And we are back here at Laguna Seca. Free practice just ended and we are about to go in qualification. Let me just switch to the board here. This was the fastest one. Bogdan W. He was the fastest one in the free practice. Let's see. We have a rookie here, Mr. Boyke van der Borst. He's just out to the track then to try to do his lap. Wow, we have 16 people here. That's really great to see at Laguna Seca. So as I said, what are you going to do this weekend, guys? Talk to me a little bit in chat. Make my life a little bit easier because I'm not the pro commentator, as you know. Let's wait for the guys to do an outlap here then and see what times they will do. A lot of traffic, number one commentator, thank you. Know you're lying, but let's see then. Maybe go on board here with Gabe for the next lap. He's a little bit in traffic here, trying to overtake now, and that's just the outlap of qualification. So we saw a pretty damn good race there from Gabe and Tay. So hopefully we'll see something more coming up this race. I think he should create a gap here for himself. Let's go to camera. The cockpit cam, yes. And now he's making that gap happen for himself. So now he's on the last corner here. Then we are going to the straight. The main straight here on Laguna Seca. Time is going to run now. 1.5 it said, but it's not correctly. Going then wide here, as we said, as we have seen, trying to hit that apex here. Again here, then the apex. Try to get us early, but not too early on the power. Between the 1 and 2 marker board, then trying to hit that apex. He missed that a little bit. And then here on the 1, he lifts, I guess, a little bit. Early on the power again. A little bit of a straight here. Then I think around the 2 marker board, yes, lift off, brake, 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 wait on the throttle. It really likes, if you are driving, you really want to get early on the power, but it's not possible. Here, hit that bump, you see it bump over that AstroTurf, really nicely done there, taking as much speed as you can uphill. Here at the 2 marker board, then brake, turn in to the apex. Ooh, a little bit late, yeah, still works for Gabe. He's known for his late braking. Lift off, let that car roll here. Go on throttle early to the left side. Then roll that car into that other dip there. Oh, that was wide. Was it enough track? No, still on track. Here, I think from my perspective, the most difficult one. You can let the car run wide here. Gabe comes over, start, finish line in 1:25.1 and takes pole position, provisional pole position then at this point. Mr. Van der Smith is currently in P3. He did a 1:25.4. I'm really excited to see a lap of this guy, Mr. Tom Carroll. He did a 1:25.9 and he's now 0.8 of a second above his time. So this could mean, oh no, we have another one. It's Mr. Bogat, I think the name was 1:25 flat almost. Can Tom Carroll win a little bit here? No, he just loses 0.2 of a second. Around 0.7 of a second quicker at this point. Now the braking point has to be spot on to get the best of an exit here. Early on the power now. He won a little bit, is still improving and goes to 1:25.217 currently in P3 then. He knew that Mr. Remkazar was struggling the first race. Let's see what he can do now. There's 16 drivers then in the lobby here. Mr. Zauer currently at a P6 position. He's a little bit above his time. The last lap was a 126.570. Trying to get the best out of that line. 2 tenths, 3 tenths, 4 tenths up on this time. So we won a lot of in that corner there. Takes that dip on the power early, almost half a second, 6 tenths, 7 tenths almost up on his time. Now the braking point has to be really good for him. Ooh, miss the apex a little bit in my perspective there, but still 7 tenths. Yeah, he lost a little bit of time in the corkscrew. Now then the lift and coast area. Early on the power again, back to 4 tenths. He has traffic in front of him, that could be a difference. Could be a little bit earlier on the power, then half a second quicker makes it a 126.3. It's not even that, it's like 3 tenths of a second quicker. Oh, Mr. Thijs van der Hoorn normally drives the Porsche. He just thought, okay, let's make a new team here, the Dutch sim racing team. Because the livery officially isn't out yet. Just a new update here from the Assetto Corsa 1.8. So let's see what he can do in that BMW. He was fast in the Porsche, we know. He drives it most of the time. But now, currently P8 with a 125.6. Mr. Nipte just improved this time. Jesus Christ. 23.847. Woof. It's a hell of a time standing here waving to the camera. Or has some issues, I don't know. Rubensolly still in the Merc then in the P3 at this point. A 124.6. Nice time from him. One of the youngest members. Oh, that was an off track there. You really have to do that corner correctly. You can win or lose a lot of time there. So he breaks off this round. But P3, not bad at all, not bad at all. Justin van der Smissen then. Currently driving in his VR set. Just got the safety rating up again because there was a little bit of a glitch with 59 and 60. We set it on 60 to have some people here that know how to drive safely. That's the reason why we did it. Ooh, too much on the gravel there and lost the car. Also in the new BMW. You see a lot of those new BMWs, so people are really trying that car out and are really wondering what people think of it. So if there are guys still in the chat room and hear me and want to say how they are feeling about that new BMW, I want to hear it. So come in the live stream as well. Can we see something else? Mr. Marriott injured his hand today. We saw it. Also now in the new BMW. Almost losing the rear there as well. He's now on currently a 125.3. And yeah, he had an off track, so not improving. And there's 50 seconds to go, so maybe he can do one more lap. Mr. Tiggerstu then trying to do a new lap time here after his 26.6. He had a disconnection, I think, like a crash, PC crash. So hopefully this time around it will be all perfect for him. Runs a little bit wide, but still in the margin, so still up on his time. Again, a little bit too wide. That is, I think it's gonna lose some time. Yeah, it's indeed losing him some time. Now the inside line. That's a good corner there. Early on the throttle. wins a little bit time back. And now the most important one, a little bit wide. Nice corner there for him. 0.2 of a second, almost up on his time. So he's going to improve, but he needs to find 0.6 of a second to beat Remco Sauer there. Oh, and he did. What a nice move there in the corkscrew. He just is up a 0.7 of a second. So half a second won in the corkscrew. Nicely done. Now the last part then, going here, and then, yeah, a little bit earlier than you think on the brake to hit that apex here on the straight. Out of his time, and he lost a little bit of time, but I think maybe it's enough to get Remco Sauer there for P10, and he did. Wow, a 125.897 then from him. Jesus Christ, nicely done, Missiles 2. So qualification is over. Is there somebody in his lap? Yeah. We have the currently P2 is battling Gate then. Oh, it's already over. As we have to wait for the drive, I will take 1 minute of silence. I'll be right back. So as we wait then for the cars to put on their setups. It's almost time for race number 2 of the Racing to the Weekend, number 45. Look how much BMWs there are. Luke just put in a really nice time, I see, because he wasn't there at the beginning. It was Mr. Bogdan, who wasn't currently in P2, but yeah, a really nice job there from Gert Luc. But let's see if we can get much excitement out of this race. Still 15 people then in the race here. Enough for a 20-minute race here in Racing to the Weekend. The fun event of DSLT, if you want to join, discord.me/DSLT, sorry. Been talking too much already. So on the straight here, Mr. Luke just thought, okay, let's put on some throttle here and take P1 already. But that's not the way it goes. It's Gabriel Nipte in P1 who sets the pace then. Mr. Luke in second. And we are about to go green, green, green. Boogity, boogity, boogity for race number 2 and Racing to the Weekend. Let's go then to the helicam here as Gabe has the inside, really defending the line, but still in P1. Mr. Boyk just think, yeah, he of Bogdan, sorry, Bogdan just took over P number 2 from Mr. Luke. Luke still then really good there. We see some cars going off track, but I think everybody survived except for Boyke. Boyke just came out of the pits, I think. Incidents in race. Let's have a look at that later on. Mr. Solly then following. We see Luke trying to attack Mr. Bogdan then. But yeah, I think Mr. Van der Smith. Ooh, Mr. Van der Smith. He just overtook two or three people. He's now currently then in P3. I noticed that my voice is getting worse and worse every time. I'm still, yeah, like how long am I busy? I don't know. One and a half hour now, so that's crappy of me. So Van der Smeeze then defending Luke here in P4. Trying to block him a little bit, but Luke still dives on the inside and trying to outbrake him. Mr. Van der Smeeze had to give the gap there a little bit and lost position then. So yeah, it's a really good attacking move, but yeah, Mr. Van der Smeeze is still on the inside. Door to door, pushed him a little bit wide. Oh, and he lost the car, and who was that who needed to avoid it? Oh, I think, oh Jesus Christ, here's a lot going on then at this point. Maximilian just went really off track then. When it settles down, I will go to some replays. Mr. Mioch then is, oh, what a group here then. Mr. Mioch following Tickers to Remco Sauer and Tom Carroll, I think, in front of him. And another one went off. It's Dan Marriott who went wide a little bit then, losing a lot of position here in the corkscrew, and somebody braked really late. Or it was Mr. Mioch missed the braking point completely there and luckily avoided most of contact there. Yeah, that's the corkscrew. Difficult corner, difficult braking point. If you are a little bit too late, it's bye-bye. Bogdan then following Gabriel Ritw. Let's see if Gabe now can drive away from him, because we saw that he's pretty quick in the qualification as well. As Mr. Tom Carroll is now fighting with Remco Sauer here. Oh, we know where that goes. Yep, that was a nice inside move. It was Remco Sauer turned in a little bit too much, hitting the rear of the car there, but still cleanly battle. You have to, yeah, to be honest, I love to see some door-to-door banging battles here. Yeah, and Sauer now in P6. It's better position that he was in the first race, but let's see if he can manage to stick with that. Tom Carroll now trying to close the gap to Mr. Luke in the P4 position. Car number 28 then currently following Mr. Remco Sauer, and I think we see some lap times. Color Remco, is it Remco? Yes, Remco. Oh no, my timing is updated. It's not Color, it's Augustiner. Augustiner then at 1 minute 31. So he was slower the last lap, but now he's really improving his time because he's on the bumper of Mr. Sauer as well. A little bit tries on the outside. He better have chosen the inside line there, but still in the outside, so Remco could defend easily there. And now it's the question, what will he do there? When he started the last turn there, going a little bit wide, trying to dive in that apex. A little bit of braking there from Remco, nicely turned the car around with that. A little bit wide maybe, lost some time on the gravel again. Ooh, a little bit wide as well, as Mr. Augustiner just takes the inside because the mistake that Remco made. But oh, there was a push of Remco. That was a push. Mean driver. Voice sounds better than Juan. I can talk like this as well as you want. Let's make fun of Juan. I think this was a little mistake of Mr. Sauer, to be honest. Maximilian then, yeah, pushed out a little bit. Oh, late braking there from Luke. Where's Luke there? What happened to Tom Carroll now in P4 suddenly? And Luke made the mistake, I guess. Wow, a lot of happening here on track. Let's see if 9-11. 9-11 then, he had a mistake there. Let's... what happened here? So I think it's Mr. Van der Smeeze who has the inside line there. A little bit outside. Okay, that was the first mistake. That was what cost him, and I think Ruben Solly was somebody who got involved in that as well. So Mr. Luke now back in P5. Battles on track. Mr. Solly is back in the pit lane. He had some damage, so repaired that car. And Mats Hill then. Mats Hill in the red Ferrari. No, he's in the BMW. Normally, oh no, it's Eric Neer in the red Ferrari. Jesus Christ, I'm struggling myself here now. Mats Hill then on the inside. Can this go right? Yes, nicely room given there by Eric Neer, who's trying to keep on that racing line, but it's Mats Hill who has the better hand here. Nice corner there from both of the drivers. So battle going on there. Then we have Mr. Carroll. He's 1 second behind of Luke. Luke now back in P number 4. I thought that... Oh, I'm missing a lot of this. Because Mr. Carroll, I think he made a mistake, went off and get back on track, but Luke took the position away then, because Tom Carroll was firstly in that P4 position, Luke in P5. Mr. Luke now really closing the gap again to Mr. Van der Smissen here. A little bit wide of Luke, taking up some gravel on that tires. That can compromise the next corners for him. As you can see, sliding around and hitting the gravel again with his rears. And again a little bit wide. That's what I said. If those warm tires pick up that gravel, you lose some of the grip on the track. You have to be careful with that. So he really needs to get that gravel off his tires to push to get Mr. Van der Smissen here. Nice wing view then here. You see both of the cars then following. It's Luke and Carroll in the background. Onto the corkscrew. Really tight turn then. And you see the elevation changes here. A little bit of lift off, putting some throttle, and there he goes again. Oh, camera works still when ACC isn't that as we want to be. Oh, late braking there from Luke, really getting that corner really tightly. I think that Carroll even took it better, but late braking makes sure that he closed the gap into the P3 position of car number 62 then. So close racing then between those guys here for the podium position, the last podium position that will be given away here in the Racing to the Weekend. Mr. Van der Smissen almost losing it there on the curb. Hate this camera position in my overview. Bumper is like this, bonnet. See it from this angle then. You see the rear view mirror messes. That's not a good view. Oh, I hate my my overlay here. And suddenly Bogdan is 0.3 seconds away from Gabriel Nipte, and that means that I think maybe Gabe made a little bit of a mistake here. The last mistake of incident that I could see is with a driver that isn't even on the lobby anymore. As you could see, we started with 15 people and now we have 13 left. Tiggerstu then in the pit lane as well, so I think he had a crash as well. But Bogdan really close to Gabe here, trying to battle it out with him. So we have another race with the P1 and the P2 fighting it out here. And we know the last race, Gabe was like, was sandbagging, but to be honest, Bogdan has the fastest race lap and is really improving on his times here. Imagine this is open lobby racing with the DSLT team, and Racing to the Weekend. We have a safety rating of 60. Everybody can join. Just search for the DSLT lobby. DSLT, put it in and you will find it. And you can race with us live on stream. I will do some fun commentating as I try to. And we have some drinks, some fun, some chatty things. And most of it all have some fun racing and talking. And the most important part, guys, is it is weekend. It is weekend for most of us. Ooh, Eric Miok then on the inside here of Remco Sauer. But Remco with the better exit then and tries to keep up that position. This is a battle for P7 as Eric then tries the outside. Try to cut back. And better here and just follow him in the slipstream and make sure you get him on the end on the inside. But still, it's a really good battle here between Eric and Remco. So nicely to see that Eric's doing such an amazing job at this point at P8. I have to apologize because last week I was a little bit like, how do you say it? Maybe not too positive about Eric in the stream, but it wasn't my intention as at all. Eric is amazing. He improved so much, and as you can see now, commentator's curse. I will say this is commentator's curse. As you can see, he hit that sausage curb because he wants to try to cut a little bit there, and it will unsettle the car then. But I know for a fact it's now 6.6 seconds. He will close that gap in no time. Still 7 minutes and 25 seconds to go. He will be there. As Luke here made a mistake in the corkscrew and lost some time against Tom Carroll, and now suddenly Dan Marriott is on his tail. He will try to improve then on him. Going to that last corner. It's all about traction here. A little sharp turn there from Dan Marriott, trying to follow him in the slipstream. In the meantime, in the front, Bogdan then... there was a stop-and-go penalty for Boyke. He just solved that, but that means now he's in P11. I still think that Gabe is really driving defensive lines here. And Bogdan is just not able to pass him, but still managed to keep close to him. But still some time to go, some few laps that he can make that move. Oh, really close through that corkscrew there. Really nice exit then. Follows him, and now he needs to stick close then and tries to minimize that gap out of those corners. But I think sector 3 is where Gabe is really strong at this point. Slides to the outside, closely braking then from Bogdan, who's now really close. So a really good exit from him. But both cars are the same. The traction are the same. So it depends on who has the better exit. Gabe has the racing line here. Bogdan tries a little bit to show his car, his nose in the mirrors of Gabe, but still not working. So at this point, the only thing he can do is follow, and let him know he's there. But Gabe is experienced enough to not get impressed by that. If it was me, I would be off track in no time, to be honest. I always have, if somebody is faster than me, I'd rather let him pass. But if I'm in P1, what never happens, I would try to defend my life with it. Nation 1 just subscribed for 50 months in a row as well. Boogity boogity boo! Thank you very much for the subscription, Nation. How are you doing? That's the main question here. Then Marriott then 0.3 seconds away from Luke. Mr. van der Smissen just got overtook by Tom Carroll. I'm tired, but it's weekend. Absolutely. So Tom Carroll just made the move then on Justin van der Smissen. And he currently took the P3 away from him. But I see that Mr. van der Smissen is still really close with him. So we have like 3 battles then. It's P1 and P2. We have P3 and P4. And we have a position fight for P5 and P6. So that's really nice to see. And by the way, if somebody can let me know. After that update, the graphics are updated. I still stream on the same setup that I have, like the settings. Is the stream good? Is it stocky? Is it blurry? Is it like my camera view in the beginning of the stream? Or is all good, sound good? Let me know, please. Then I can do something about it. If nobody says a word, I cannot do anything about it. So now, here, what do we have? Mr. Ritw and Bogdan still fighting them for that P1 position. 3 minutes and 22 seconds to go. And it was close, like 7 minutes down. So they are following. Now we have a bystander, yeah. No, it's not Boyke. Who is the Ferrari? We have a back marker here then who can mess it up for them. I don't know. Ah, nicely done there by the back marker, getting us on the side there and the last of the first corners then of the track. Love to see some clean racing here. It was Nino. Ah, Nino, really sportsmanship as he lost the car. Is this commentator curse as well? Losing the car then on the gravel, too early on the power, and bye-bye. And in Dutch they say bye-bye, zwaai. Tom Carroll then in fight again with Mr. Van der Smissen. Mr. Van der Smissen now overtaking him again for P3. So a little bit of a turn there. Oh, we see still Nino there on the side of the track. Yellow flag there. Yeah, but with 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go, I think Tom needs to do something to get that podium position back. Oh! Oh, Julian. Justin, sorry. I'm so, with names, I'm so bad. I know him, but Justin Van der Smissen just lost it there on the gravel. Almost taking out Tom Carroll. He didn't. And there's a little bit of an issue again, it seems, with the steering wheel, as Eric Mioch now is close to Justin as well. It seems that Justin has a little bit of issues there. But Eric Meer goes a little bit wide as well, so he couldn't overtake him there. 1 minute 10 seconds to go. It's Mr. Bogdan. Then still trying to overtake Gabe, but he tried it for like 6 minutes. It doesn't work. He just can get close to the bumper of him, but that's all. I think Gabe has really good exits there, and it's really not doable for him at this point to overtake him. Let me see, 30 seconds, so this is the last turn of Laguna Seca. That means that we have one other lap to go. This will be the final lap then for Gabe, coming over start-finish. Leader is on the final lap, so white flag for the drivers. Yeah, he really needs to defend and make no mistakes then, and try to keep that position, and he will win his second race in Racing to the Weekend. So I think it's Gabriel Laguna Seca from this point on, if he can manage that. Gabriel Laguna Seca Ritw. Let's go to Ritw's car. You can see how close he is there. Good exit there from him. You see that he takes some time from him. Early on the throttle, nice here, going uphill. Yep, driving away. Oh, vroom, vroom, vroom. You hear that sound of that car, it's lovely. Oh, and as I said that, in that turn, he lost it a little bit, but still managed to keep that car on the tarmac. Now, yeah, Bogdan will try everything to overtake him. Last turn then from Gabriel Ritw here. It will be a really close race between those guys, but yeah, he can manage to keep that one and will win the race, I would say. So Gabriel Nipte, congratulations again with a first place, and it's Mr. Bogdan really nicely worked as well there. Really a strong racer. Wow. Mr. Carroll then, 3 BMWs then in the first top 4 even, because Dan Marion in the background took P4 then. So a podium position for 2 of the DSLT drivers. Mr. Dan Marion then P4 from Off-Pace Racing. Luke with pretty awesome qualification in P2, managed to get a P5 afterwards, damaged car there. Even, Remco, can he manage to get that? Justin behind him, so it will be Remco in P6, Justin then in P7. Eric Mioch, why is he so slow? You still have to manage to get that finish line. Is he waiting? Everybody's in the pit, so he has that P8. Matzel in P9, Boyke then in P10, Nino in P11, and Ruben Sully in P12. Race number 2 is done. And my voice as well. Just writing something in the background.
Green light, give it all you can.
So we have another practice session coming up for the last race then, race number 3 in Racing to the Weekend. I need a little bit of a break myself, so I will show you the intro and hope to see you after this race. Give me a few minutes. See you later.
Pedal to the metal, hear the engines roar, keeping your eyes as cold as ice. Lay it on the line, we all know the score, making a total sacrifice. Never give up, never back down, ain't my dust, and you'll never take our crown. Never give up, never back down, and you'll never take our crown. And you'll never take our crown. Push it to the limit. Got the need for speed. Seize the chance of living for today. Total concentration to the finish line. Nothing is getting in our way. Never give up, never back down. Ain't my dust, and you'll never take our crown. Never give up, never back down, and you'll never take our crown.
Yeah, welcome back. And in the meantime, we have two of the drivers here. We have DSLT Impulse and DSLT Dutch Stick, and even Justin van der Smith are waiting in the driver interview, so we'll get them in as well. Hi guys, how are you doing?
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. And hi, Justin.
Hey.
My back's broken. Well, not broken. I hit the gym.
Is your back
Yeah.
broken from carrying the team for so much?
Yes, it's insane. Like, no.
Mate, you've been doing it all year.
So you are going to join me then in the commentary box, I think.
Oh yeah, I actually accidentally quit out of the game. Oops.
Oh. And I don't see your name coming back as well, Mr. Impulse.
Yeah, my game's decided to do an update again.
Yeah, mine as well.
I have backed out of VR. And I was going to do it on my normal screen, and I have to wait 7 minutes. So maybe I'll make it, maybe I won't. I'm not sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mine is updating as well, like
but
2.5
mine
minutes.
already-
So yikes.
yeah, and Justin, I
mine
think.
already is installed as well.
Okay, so everybody's doing the update now, and everybody is like.
Yeah, mine has been installed, but you know I have the different ways again now, so I still need to race every Friday 2 times.
Okay.
But
I
yeah,
have
but
that
it
other
was-
race in your own stream.
Yeah, with my own stream indeed.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall it was just a bit bad tonight, you know, with the SA rating glitch. In game it said 60, it was 59, so I had to do a few solo races in the meantime during the first race. I got the SA rating back to 60, then joined back for the second race. I tried it in VR, felt great. The BMW felt, I must say, it felt better on the default setup instead of the aggressive one. As I used the default one in the solo races, and I tried the aggressive one, making it a bit more oversteery during the race. So yeah, I lost the back end quite a few times.
How do you guys find the new BMW? Because I love the car.
Yeah, overall it's great.
I quite like the car, but the biggest issue that I have with the car is like the engine. It doesn't have like an oomph, and when you're on the gas, the amount of power output that you get, like, and the grip that you get in the rear, they don't match up with like the engine sound that you hear. So in most other cars, you like hear the wind up of the engine, so you know that okay, now I'm at peak performance of the engine. So the car might get a little bit more loose now, but you can barely hear the engine of the BMW because like it's such a low sound. It's such a slow rumble.
Okay.
And yeah, so that got me out quite a few times. It's very stable. It's
Yeah.
insanely stable.
Yeah, I like stable cars, so I think that's the reason why I love that car. I drove the Aston Martin and the V8, and I think it's a stable car. I don't think it's as stable as the BMW. I drove it, and then I suddenly set my fastest lap then here on the Laguna Seca circuit to do back of the track because I knew that Mr. Impulse would forget about it. So
You leave me out of this, okay? I like forgetting things. I am a sensible human being.
So yeah, I thought, hey, make something different. Let's do it back to the track because I promised Impulse I will do this race, the 6 hours of Laguna Seca with him. I need to practice. And I wanted to say you, Impulse, if you like the car, I would love to drive the BMW.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Yes,
100%.
please. Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Let's do that car then instead of the Aston. So yeah, we need to find a setup for that one. But yeah, I was really in love with the first time I drove it. I like 3 laps I put in the time and was like, Jesus Christ, this car is really stable. With the aggressive setup, I think pushing the car will make it different, but with a little bit of setup work, you can even go faster with it. So yeah, I would love to do that. But I love the car in general then.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the thing what I
I'm-
said with the aggressive setup. If you push it too hard, it makes the car just oversteer, and that is gonna make it quite hard to use the aggressive setup on it. So I think a lot of setup work is required for it to be fast and stable as well. But
Well,
yeah, with the default one, it's more
So the difference between safe and aggressive.
it's quite
What I
big.
noticed in the safe setup, there was a lot of understeer. Like the car didn't have the nose authority that it had like in the aggressive setup. So if you can just feather your right foot a little bit more, then the car tries amazing. You just need to be a little bit more careful on the throttle, and maybe reduce like the rear anti-roll bar. I reduced it by 1 tick, and it reacted really well to it. So maybe another tick and it is fine.
The thing is, to be honest, when I push the car, it would get understeery and oversteery, and you know. But if you drive like I said to Cracker in the beginning of the stream, if you drive it like on cruise control, you know, you can do fast lap times, and the car is really stable. If you push it too much, the car will get like tricky. But if you can do like massive lap times with the car, just driving it. Like, okay, I don't care, you know? That feeling. Like, you just do your lap times.
Yeah, but
Insane how fast you can go on the car at like 85% pace.
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like
that's what I meant.
85% pushing, yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's not only due to the car, it's probably also due to the tire model updates, which Assetto Corsa introduced. I think that also helps the handling of the BMW. Because all the other cars we are used to due to the old tire model. We knew how it handled on those tires, and now it's a different tire model, so the car will probably handle a bit different from what it was used to be. And I think with the new car and the new tire model at once, it will prevent that from happening, that you need to be driving differently from what you did before.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I drove like multiple cars on Laguna Seca. My fastest lap time was in the BMW. Normally, I drove a lot of the Aston Martin V8. I find it now tricky on the rear. Coming out of the first 2 left-handers then, the first corners, it's the second and third corner to be official, but I spun the car around in the first lap because the cold tire model and everything. I didn't have that with the BMW.
But
it was so weird. But
I think that's also down to the track itself, because I believe overall on Laguna Seca, the most dust on the track is probably in turn 2 and 3, like the double left-hander. I think that's the part where the most dust is, because it's so wide on the exits. Like you can go really wide into the corner and then close it on the entry for the second one. And I think that's also where you are getting a bit dust on your tires, which makes you lose the grip.
That could be, but also what you said, like you know how to handle the car in the previous updates, and now it's completely different, so you need to adapt your driving style a little bit. So that could be a thing, because I knew how to drive the V8 from my point of view than how I drive, but it's so different now at this point that it's difficult. It's sometimes you need to just do a few laps, adjust your brain to the car again, and do your laps again, you know. But yeah, like I said in the beginning, to come back to a conclusion, I'm in love with the BMW 2022.
I think most of the people playing Assetto Corsa are right now. So
Expect the BMW nerf.
Massive fan.
yeah,
Massive fan.
maybe we could expect a nerf, but you know,
I expect a nerf.
I wouldn't say it's the fastest car in game right now. It's just that it's too stable.
So
Or a baseline car.
So what they were telling in the stream was that due to the new tire model, cars were supposed to be a little bit slower, like a second and a half slower. Last season, we did a PLR race here, and the fastest lap in that race was a 20. I think it was a 23.9 or something like that. That was the fastest lap in the race, and 23.5 in quali. I just did a 23, like 4 in the race, with like a lot of fuel.
Yeah.
The
I
car
mean,
is like
if that is the
way
case,
faster.
then you can definitely expect a nerf for the car.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think you could expect it probably around next week, maybe. I think I believe most games use a week to see how it is in side with the older updates, with the older version. And I think after a week of sightseeing, I think they are going to introduce the nerf. But yeah, who knows?
I have a
There's
question.
definitely gonna be a BOP adjustment.
I think
Yes,
so as
go
well,
ahead.
yeah. I think that will be just before we start the Laguna Seca 6 hours. The car will be completely different again, and I will fuck it up. But I have another question, because I did my lap on a 60-liter tank, so the half of the tank, with a 124.6. And I think, to be honest, I could do 124.1, 2, 3 maybe, because I messed up a little bit going wide in some corners. The last corner here on the start finish, I brake too late, so I could improve a little bit. But still, I tried it on like 15 liters, and I couldn't do the lap times that I did on 60 liters. It's strange, because normally you have to be faster, but I don't notice the difference. And I had the same thing with the Aston Martin V8 last season. I did qualifying on 40 liters because I trained on it and I was faster with it.
I think that's a you problem.
Yeah, right?
Might be, but you never know. You could always try.
I found the car much stabler with more fuel in it, and I could turn the car better around with the fuel in it.
So, if you look at the Porsche, because the placement of the fuel tank, the aero balance shifts a lot when you like empty the tank.
Yep.
It can be like up to 2%.
Yeah, because
But,
the engine is in the front and everything, and the tank is there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Well,
not
the
gonna
engine's in the
hang
back,
around on
but
this
okay.
discussion for much longer, because yeah.
Yeah, you need to stream as
yeah,
well.
my race is about to start. I already started the stream, so yeah.
Then we
I'll probably join next week again if there's gonna be one next week. So yeah.
when I'm correct, there will
That's
be.
good.
So thank you very much for joining, Justin,
Oh,
and
welcome,
thanks.
yeah.
And hopefully we will see you next week.
Yeah, it's enjoyable in ACC all the time. So if there's something, I'll definitely join. So
Good.
yeah.
And regards to your
Alright.
father, right?
Yeah. I can try get him to drive once, but
Yeah, that would be awesome.
then it's only him because yeah, we only got one sim, you know.
Yeah. Then we make like an agreement, and I will drive as well, and somebody else will do the
Yeah.
stream.
I'll get my dad.
Yeah, your dad will do the stream then. Okay, agreed
I'll
on
see you
that.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right. Bye bye.
Now I forgot the discussion. Oh
So,
yeah.
the discussion was the balance of the car. So I checked the balance of the car, like the influence that the fuel has, and it's surprisingly little.
Okay.
So yeah. So what I noticed is that the lighter car needs a little bit more working to get the tires in working operating temperature range, whatever you want to call it. So
Okay.
it took me a little bit longer, like it took me 2 laps to get the tires like up to like operating temperature, where with the full tank it only took like 1.5, like 1 lap, and it was like fine. So I think that that's like the issue that you like saw. The car is just since the new update, tires have become even more important. Like the right temperature, the right pressure, like everything regarding the tires have just become more important. And yeah, if you don't get the right feeling in the tires and not the right temperature, because like there's less weight pushing the car down, and it might feel a little bit more slimy. And in that case, adding a little bit more fuel might make the car feel a little bit more stable.
So I think, yeah, that will be the issue then that I have. Because I really have the feeling with more fuel, yeah, not 60, but some more fuel, that the car is more balanced for me and then better, yeah, handleable.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Um,
Yeah.
Who's driving now? Let me see. No, yeah, Thomas is driving. Okay.
I am indeed. I managed to sneak in.
So, Stick, if you want to see live view, you can join the stream. You see the live image I have, and you can do commentating with me if you want.
I'm a very, very bad commentator.
To be honest, I think you're better than I am.
Okay, well, here we see all the cars going into turn 1. It's going 4 wide. You can't see that on the stream because Guru is not looking at the right car. We have 3 G3s. There's Marriott, Tigers 2, and Van der Bos. 1 BMW. Oh no, it's 2 BMWs in front. So let's see what Tigers 2 can do with like his lone Porsche. Can he beat the BMWs?
Yeah, you're really bad at this.
Yes, I know. Yeah, I'm trying to do something, but
Yeah, you're working on two things at the same time. Yeah, but we have a lot of GT4 cars because they said let's try some GT4, and now you see that Tom just overtook Ruben Solly in the background here. That's right here. So Ruben Solly now leading the pack of the GT4 cars with Remco Zauer then in P6, second in class. Mats Hill then in P7, third in class. In the front we have Mr. Carroll, who's just testing that BMW and creating that setup for us here in the 36 hours of Laguna Seca. So I will get that setup as well. I don't know if you heard me, by the way, Stick. I asked you also to make a setup while driving this to share it with me.
No, didn't hear that.
Well, I need a pretty fast and stable setup to drive this car, to be honest.
Yeah, you don't need to ask me that.
No, you love
Look,
like
if you want to go sideways, you escape.
Yeah.
That's the rule.
So, Mr. Carroll, make it steady, make it fast, and I will try to drive it as well. Then Marriott, he's in the BMW, same as Boyke van der Bos. I saw somebody in the background there, in the wall. It was Boyke, okay. So, hey, Bob Sonin, how you doing, mate? And yeah, your dad said, really? With he's doing the stream. Start by Juan. Lovely. As we are, forgot to change the camera on. Dan Marriott then from Off-Pace Racing, still in P number 1. Tigers 2 then following in the Porsche in P number 2. The fastest lap time, I don't know how he would do that. Let me have a look here. That's strange. So if you see
It's
time,
broken.
it's broken. Yeah, Ruben Solly had had the fastest lap time in a 4:31 in the first lap. But now it's to Dan Marriott, who just put in a 25.195. I love to be honest. I love that ACC just thought, hey, let's do a purple numbering with the fastest lap time, so you can see who has the fastest lap time. Lovely.
Note on that, when you're driving and you have the fastest lap, you can't actually see that because your driver number is white and purple doesn't overrule it.
Yeah, but I think it's more commentary purposes for this one, because people are like, who has the fastest lap time? Now you can see it's Dan Marriott, and now I have to see, okay, Dan Marriott has purple 125.195, so that's good. Mr. Tom Carroll has the slowest lap time because he just lost 2 positions to the GT4 class.
I may have had a small spin in the gravel and hope she didn't realise.
No, I didn't realize. Lucky you.
It's time to go fast now.
We can try to is this... no, this is the point that you are already behind. And the point that you got the track to get the GT4 to move out of the way. So, okay, that's nice.
Look, it's not bullying. It's called, like, moving people out of the way.
Moving people out of the way. Move, bitch! Get out of my way! Lucky for you, I don't have that in my soundboard.
Good.
To be honest, I had that sound in my... that was a reaction bend over. More like bend over.
Peggy 18.
I can see that Tigger2 has his emergency lights on.
Well, I'm out of the race. It was nice knowing you all, boss. It was nice knowing you all. I may have lost it and ran out of talent.
Did you notice that on the replay, the livery aren't working? Look at the livery color now. It's like that. I just put on a replay. I don't know if the incident will happen. Okay, here is the crash. Wow, that's a big one. Then he will go back to the pit.
You're right. In the replay, the livery is not loaded.
See? The car changed to a real other color.
That's so weird.
So a bug I just discovered. Can I have patent on it? Can I win money with it?
Probably not, mate.
Okay. So yeah, to be honest, we have a GT4 race with 2 people in the GT3 class then. They are 7 seconds separated. Dan Marriott just leading the race against Tigger2. We have Ruben Solly leading the pack of the GT4 class against Matt Sill in P2 and Remco Sauer in P3. And that's all there is to say because everybody is like seconds away from each other. We have Nino here, Zvonimir then here. Also the color schemes of the cars, I really hate it, to be honest. No game has AI. These key now in a crash.
You don't like the DSRT colors anymore? Red, black, and gray. Not your thing.
It's not that, mate. I created those livery with a light gray on black with red stripes. It looked awesome. Now I have a matte black car here. With a shiny black beneath it. With some red stripes. See? It's not the color scheme that we had. So it changed that as well.
It just hit the randomize button for like the materials.
Yeah, I think as well, because this is like more the color. See? The gray. And this looks like the normal car. This was how the livery was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe a little bit darker gray, but it's almost like the car was. And it just messed up everything. Let's see, Miorg then.
It's so interesting seeing everybody's lines here.
Dutch Sim Racing Team, the Ginetta.
That was a very special line.
Yeah, special line.
That was a very Eric line, should we say? Not in a bad way, it's just very apparent that Eric will always push to the limits of the car and then quite often beyond that, and then he tends to rein it back from that, if that makes sense. So I'm not saying he's a bad driver, I'm saying like that's how he finds the limit of the car, and quite clearly that's what he's doing.
So, how do you find the limit of a car?
You don't brake enough. You go on the throttle too early. You turn too much. Just do everything but then too much, and then you get like the limit.
Yeah, so I think the proper way to do it is not the way that I do it. The proper way is to drive at a limit you feel comfortable and then work your way up little bit, like by little bit, until you get faster and faster and faster. My way is the complete opposite of that. I go off at every corner, I spin, I forget to brake for turns, and then I dial that back.
I normally, when out of track on the speed limiter, the pit limiter, do my laps. No, just kidding. I just need to learn the track. Then I will try to mark my braking points for every corner. So if there are 13 corners, I need 13 laps. If I know the track, where's my exact braking point? And from there on, it's what sticks at. Try to push it a little bit further every time. But yeah, normally I'm like on my limit at that point, so I don't know how to improve anymore. What I see is that people are using brake and throttle at the same time, or doing things to settle the car to get a faster exit or a better turn in, and that's too much for me, you know. I'm 40 years of age, so for me it's like brake, throttle and steering is most that I can do.
Yeah, it's I think the big thing that I don't learn until very late on with tracks and sort of pushing the car and that sort of thing is how to maximize my way through a corner, whether that's carry more speed into the corner or back off that entry by like 10 or 15 meters into my braking and then roll through the corner and get like a better exit. It always takes me like, I want to say, way longer than it should for me to find that out. Robin, who's just popped into the chat, is exact prime opposite of this. He knows straight away, and he can be like 3 seconds a lap faster than me. And then after a week, I like to think I catch up a little bit. I'm not quite at Rooster's pace yet, but I catch up a little bit.
You need to learn to teach me. Okay.
I can teach you, Dad. It's just it might take time.
On the right hand side is the throttle, then in the middle you have the brakes. The big round thing in the middle, that's a steering wheel. And if you use them in the right combination, in the right order, you go fast.
And if you use them in the wrong combination, in the wrong order, you don't go anywhere. Or you
Or
end
not
up
very
on
far,
the-
at least.
Yeah. Whilst this has been happening, I've noticed that gap between Matzel and Remco is like slowly coming down, I think.
I just went away for 30 seconds on but I was listening, and you said if you do it in the wrong order, you can lose it. But no, that's not true. If you do a reverse control race, you can win. I had to smash 10 eggs on my head, did some makeup and smash a cake into my face, but I won the first race with reverse control. So you can win races if you steer left and the car goes right, so it's no problem.
What would be the incentive for me and you to do the 6-hour endurance race in reverse controls? Like, if we did a 6-hour race in reverse controls, what would we need from the team? Like, we would need like newer subscriptions to our Twitch channel. Would we need what?
Okay.
Set ourselves a goal.
Yeah, I have a good one for that
would be
one.
happy.
No, I have a good one for that one because we do some streams, and I don't do streams for nothing. I mean, I started off with 2 viewers, 3 viewers. When I'm correct, currently my stream deck says we have like 18 viewers, 17 maybe. So if I'm affiliate, I have I think 399 followers. So if we get partner with Twitch, we do a 12-hour reverse control race.
Yeah, how about no?
I'm in. I'll do it.
And
So,
why is Gabe saying
While
no?
you were talking, you missed the overtake of Svonemir on Neil.
Yeah, but you are commentating, so you could say, hey, there's an overtake going on.
No, you were talking, and I said overtake, and you were like just completely ignoring me. And I was like, okay, I guess not.
Yeah, to be honest, I find it like a relief that somebody is in the voice chat, because now I don't have to talk all the time, because the first race was like, with you racing, Jesus Christ, my voice was gone after that race, you know, and I had to do a second race of 20 minutes, and I was like, I don't know what to say anymore. And now we have 2 people in the voice chat, and it's like, okay, it's a nice conversation we have. We have even more viewers now here, so it's working. So let's go to partner, Tom. What do you say?
No. No, it's been an interesting race, hasn't it? From what we've seen. I mean, to think that just a minute ago I was in this race is enough to say a lot, really. But yeah, just coming back to retouching on the new BMW whilst we were in, everybody managed to get their little spiel. I think it's an interesting car. It is, in my eyes personally, the most like to iRacing out of the bunch in ACC so far. Now, whether that's a good step or whether that's a bad step for Kunos, I'm not entirely sure. Whether they want to go their own way with it, their own tyre model, or whether they want to be more in line with iRacing. Oh, that's a bit of contact between the Buret brothers, I think.
A little bit.
I don't want
Just
to
a
be your
tiny bit.
family anymore.
Absolutely murdered.
That was a big hit. Yeah, just retouching back on the BMW. Yeah, it's a lot better, and I think it's a lot more of a step forward in the way things are going. And I think rather than them nerfing the BMW, which we might see short term, you know, we might see that in a week or 2 weeks. They might try and reduce the pace or add some success ballast on or whatever that might be. I think realistically the next big long-term step forward is to bring all the other cars up to that level. Because that, to me, at the moment, is the most enjoyable car to drive by quite a considerable margin.
Yeah, like I said, I tried a lot of cars, and to be honest, this is the one that was like suiting my driving style and suiting my personal enjoyment of lapping a car around the track. Maybe it's because I did like the BMW on Spa for real, so I'm more of a fan of a BMW now. I don't know, but yeah, it's like I said, I don't like Gabe is like the slider you're on the rear, the better, because he's like.
Well, there's a limit to it, but sure.
Dude, you are like the drift king of PSLT. I mean, like.
I like cars that have a lot of, like, I call it nose authority. What I mean by that is like, I like cars that when you turn your steering wheel, the nose goes to where you're pointing your steering wheel. And whatever the rear does, that's like controllable. The rear just needs to follow where the front tires are going. And that's like my driving style. So, that makes my setups like more oversteery, a little bit more slippery, slidey in the rear. And most people don't like it. But I absolutely go for that type of driving because it's way more fun.
Yeah, sorry to go over the top of you, Gabe. I was just about to say the story of how we set up our Spa setup. So for those of you who don't know, it was me, Gabe, and Robin in the Spa 24 Hours. And Gabe came up to us and was like, "Hey guys, I've got an amazing setup. Like, I can do like." I can't remember the lap times. I think it was like 2:18s on this lap, on this setup, and we were like, "Yeah, great, no worries, we'll install it." Me and Robin, we couldn't keep the car in a straight line. It was so twitchy. So me and Robin was like instantly, we were like, "Right, mate, let's just turn this step back. Let's dial this back." And you were like, "Yeah, but we're slower." And we're like, "Yes, but we survive. This is the priority." So it was like, there's a massive difference, even between like. I think between me and Gabe, there's a massive difference in that terms of driving style. Although we've been teammates in a few endurance races so far, it's such a difference between the driving styles, between driver to driver, that one car will suit a driver better, and trying to find three drivers that all have a similar driving style and all that car suits them is a very difficult thing.
Then I have two things for you. The one is buying setups. I did it as well. I saw Knopje did it as well, and that's the problem. You have a driver who makes a setup, but you have different driving styles. So buying a setup doesn't work.
In my eyes,
Depends.
I've had mixed experience. So
So yeah.
I've not bought setups myself, but my friends have shared Coach Dave Academy setups in the past with me. And that requires, in my eyes, more of a sort of a Gabe style of driving as he's described it, where you flick the car in and then you feather the throttle there, or you're doing a lot to try and get the car settled and then turn in the car or something like that. Whereas my experience sort of personally with those have been very mixed. Like in some cars it's great. In other cars it's so twitchy that I lose so much lap time. So I think it's better in that circumstance to try and kind of mold and create a setup around yourself as your own driving style, rather than go out and purchase somebody else's in the hope that it will fit your driving style.
And then the second part is, because I totally agree with you on that part. I would love to buy a setup just to see what the setup does, and then if it doesn't work, okay, it's money waste. If it helps, it's a win-win. But the feeling I have sometimes is like the hardware. You have like settings that you can do on your force feedback. You can install like different types of hardware. How do you call it? Updates and forgetting the name now. But is settings on something that can make a difference?
Yeah, to an extent. So I always feel like
Firmware, by the way, firmware.
I feel like with my experience, it's a little bit different because you guys have got far stronger wheelbases and whatnot. I've only got a T300 in front of me, which is one of the weaker ones out of the entirety of DSRT. However, I found if I have that force feedback dialed that little bit further backwards, which initially I thought if I'm doing an endurance race, I'm doing 3-hour stints, I don't want 100% force through the wheel 100% of the time. But I've now come to this point of realizing that if I don't have 100% of force through my wheel, that I don't have that same feeling in the car. I can't judge and balance sort of where the weight is in the car, and therefore, especially as we're going later on into a stint where tyre wear is becoming a factor and low fuel and that sort of thing, I can't feel those subtle changes in the car, and therefore I can't get the most out of it in that circumstance. So I think settings to a point really do sort of determine whether you then can become faster from them. But I think if I then turned my T300 up to effectively 200% of the force of what it could do, I don't think it would go too far. So I don't think it, you should always mess with your settings straight away, but I feel like getting a good baseline is essential, and then it's all down to the driver.
So wheel settings are just like car settings, especially in iRacing or iRacing in sim racing. Every driver prefers to feel different things from their cars, and for me personally, I couldn't care less if I can feel the rubble strips of the curbs in my wheel. But I would like to know if the car is shaking when I'm under braking or something like that. Whereas other people was well, I couldn't care about the traction control, that I can feel traction control stepping in. It's all about preference, just like how a car setup is different, difference from driver to driver. Optimum car setup differs from driver to driver. So do wheel settings. And of course, if you prefer a certain style, not all wheels will allow you to have that style or those details. And the thing is, the stronger the wheel, and especially when you switch from a belt-driven or a gear-driven to a DD, the more options you have for details in your steering wheel. and that's what does make a difference in the end. But like Tom said, if you have your force feedback nailed down with like the equipment that you have, then switching to a stronger wheel would not necessarily mean that you would go faster.
But could it make a difference? Like the first time I have the CLS, is it CLS Elite?
CSL, yes.
CSL Elite, and the first time I drove it was amazing feeling. And now I reinstalled everything, had some firmware updates, some new hardware updates, and the feeling is, in my view, different. But I have to say, I didn't drive like for a year, 2 years, so the feeling was different. It could be that
most games have gone through multiple renditions of force feedback over the last year.
So it could be that, or it could be like a firmware update that messed up my racing. I don't know.
Even down to the track and the tire combinations, like even like whether it's a hot track or whether it's a cold track, doing 2 laps. I mean, I've been quite fortunate that I've been doing quite a lot of iRacing practice recently, and when I've been doing that, I could be at a track temperature of 25, 26, like a normal one, or I could be like at a scorching hot 48, 49. And my force feedback, despite it be the same car, the same track, you know, a very similar situation, feels almost like night and day apart. It's very, very different in the weight of the car and the steering and everything. So I think even subtle little differences like that can like equate to quite a big difference in your feeling, your force feedback. So it could be down to not only the fact that things have gone through and whatnot, and then it could have been anywhere really.
So conclusion is just my driving that sucks.
Well,
I don't want to say anything, but no, I'm joking.
So you need to look at it like this. Let's say you found like the perfect setup for your car and the perfect setup for your steering wheel. And then they changed something about that car. May it be like a new tire model, they changed the weight or something like that. Suspension changes, track changes, anything. The car, the setup that you just loved and that you were like very competitive on might just not work anymore. And the same goes for your force feedback settings. Your force feedback settings that you had a year ago might have worked perfectly for those conditions and like the state of the simulation at that point. But because we're a year along and a lot of money has been pumped into sim racing, most, if not all, serious sim games have been updated with new tire models, new track models, new suspension shit, new force feedback. And a firmware update might like mess up like your settings, like it might reset it, but usually a firmware change adds things. It doesn't remove things. So I think it's just what you're feeling currently is the evolution of sim racing, and because you didn't drive for a year, that step is very big.
So you just have to get used to it.
Yeah.
In the meantime, sorry to interrupt. Fizzy Bublek 21, thank you very much for the follow.
He's also asked in the chat, just a quick question to go off here. He's thinking about getting ACC and he's curious about what we think. He mostly plays Formula 1.
Oh, I to be honest, I played F1 and I played ACC, and I'm not the quickest of all, and I'm mostly doing this kind of stuff like streaming. I'm going to do some races, did some races. But ACC all the way, mate. To get the most of a simulation, if you really want to do simulator work, F1 is, in my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, but a card game, and ACC is more like a simulator.
Yeah, I think already like it might be a bit different in recent years. I've not really played the game in recent years since they went down the F1 eSport sort of route, but we could call it sort of call it in the sort of the industry the simcade, really, which is like a balance between arcade games and sort of simulator games with F1. Whereas the likes of ACC is branching. In my eyes, it's still got a few sort of imperfections with this new update. I'm curious to see how it plays out over time, but I would say that it's a lot more on the simulation side of things. And from that point of perspective, yeah, it's not my personal favorite simulator of choice, but it's still up there in my top 3, top 4. So I would seriously recommend it for the money, especially with it being on Black Friday sale, I think, maybe. So yeah, if you've got a spare sort of £20 or whatever that is in your currency, I'd recommend picking it up and giving it a go.
I have a rig and a Fanatec setup, but iRacing just seems too
ACC.
much
Go
money.
for ACC. Yes, just go
Yeah,
for it.
yeah. If you have that,
ACC.
mate, really
With a rig, a Fanatec
buy
setup,
it.
you'll definitely be happy with ACC.
And by the way, I just posted the Discord link if you want to join. Ask some questions in there. Like Dutch Stick here, one of the fastest drivers again with, what's your name? Tom Carroll? Impulse. Those are one of the... just kidding. Those guys are like really the fastest drivers, know a lot about the games and about racing. And yeah, start up a discussion with us. So we are very helpful with that. But yeah, to be honest, when I play like F1, for me it's like getting the feeling that I'm Lewis Hamilton or Max Verstappen and can do a lot of things. When I'm in ACC, I really have the feeling like I need to drive that car around the track. So simulation, like you don't have the feeling of Max or Hamilton or something, It's for me, it's like people here are really fast and it's hard to keep up, and you just improve your racing skills with it. So 100% go for ACC.
Yeah, just to let you know, to start off with, you'll get quite a lot of base content. There are a couple of DLCs that involve more tracks, about 4 or 5 more tracks, and one pack involves like the GT4 cars, which is a different class. But all of the GT3s, as far as I'm aware, are in the base content, and you get 8 or 9 tracks.
The Evo cars are not.
To be honest, I think
most of them are though. So the sort of 2018, 2019 cars are. But if you want to head on over to Discord, yeah, you can ask us pals some questions. We're free pretty much all week, and we're happy to help. So.
Yeah, if you join, maybe I can figure it out, because we have CD keys. I can give you a link. You can support us as well, and you can get it even cheaper. All the DLCs, the game itself, and then yeah, it's cheaper than on Steam. But yeah, I would definitely try to invest in that. And if you have the DLCs, you get most of the game as well. And I think it isn't that expensive as well. I think like maybe 60 or something. You have all of it, all. And it's not like iRacing, because yeah, iRacing, you have the monthly subscription. You need to buy the cars, the tracks, and it costs a ton of money. Maybe the best simulator out there, to be honest. But I cannot drive in that as well.
No, definitely not. So I just looked at Steam, and all the content of ACC is 66% off. And so you can get all the content in ACC for €27.76.
All the content.
All the content.
As Bob Sonian just said, DLC about 50% off on Steam as well. So it's really cheap at this point. So yeah, I would say go for it, mate. If you have the money for it, buy it.
The DLCs have like a couple of very fun tracks, and GT4s are always fun to drive.
The thing is, it's only GT3
Do we get a
and
sales
GT4,
commission
right?
now?
If he would buy it from CD keys, and maybe that's... Yeah, I don't know with the 50% if it's cheaper, to be honest. But then we would get a little bit, but it's not much. So if it's cheaper on Steam, buy it. If like
66% on Steam, so that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot. Then I can... Because the game is on. Let's switch. And you can see who you're talking to.
Oh God.
Oh God. Let me have a look here online. What we can do. Seto Corsa.
Yeah, I'm looking as well.
So I'm just finding out some. I'm getting some information here that
it's
Mr.
a
Robin
regular
Elston
project.
might have been in this race, in all three of them. Maybe not in the third one, but I believe that we have a small mole in our team in the fact that he wants to be fast, and the guy who came second and was about 25 years up the road from me in race 2 would have been Mr. Robin Elston. He's telling me not to rat you out on this. Well, I feel like I'm going to have to here.
Rockfire, thank you very much for the follow, by the way. Sorry, guys. And I was looking at it. It's €14.49 for the game. Then the international continental pack of intercontinental pack, €6.29. Then the GT4 pack is €9.49. The 2020 GT World Challenge pack is $4.79. And then we have the British GT pack. It's so I think with the discount on Steam, indeed, that you're better off buying it off Steam. So yeah, go to Steam and
Steam
buy
was
it.
27.75, right?
You said like 27?
Something like that, I think.
Yeah, this is 20.
This is 42.
30.
It's 42.15.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah,
like
42 euros. So
it's
normally
way more.
Siddiqui's is cheaper, but at this point I think it's
Black Friday sales. You can't
sales on
compete
Steam.
with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, indeed. In chat, yeah, Rockpile, I picked up ACC yesterday. It's awesome, but AC Normal is so cheap now. Worth it. AC Normal. The thing with Assetto Corsa, I didn't raise it too much, but they have a lot of mods and everything, you know? Oh, I have a fatal error here. Wow!
Oh.
I have a fatal error in AC after the stream. So looking for game to capture, that was AC. See? Fatal error. So really good game.
So, ACC or is AC worth it? It depends. Do you like to drive random cars, random track combinations, and get like? I think that if you can drive any car on any track, and that's something that you like, then AC is definitely worth it. If you want like hardcore racing, just like in ACC, I don't think you're gonna find that in AC.
I think so as well.
AC is more for the road cars that you take to the track, and ACC is like the track cars that you take to the track. Of course, there are like track cars in AC, and he can drive like multiple generations of Formula One car and IndyCar and LMP1s and that kind of stuff. But it just really depends on like what you like.
I think, to be honest, maybe Automobilist or something, you have a lot of cars as well. It's expensive. They have like a thing as well. It's like project cars.
I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't recommend it. I played AMS2. It is similar to Project Cars. Project Cars 2, but the amount of content that you get and the amount of cars that you actually recognize that are in the game are severely limited. So when switching from like the Project Cars to AMS2, it was just they lost all licenses to most of their cars. So let's say the cars that you see are all like like second-hand style, like the B grade cars, racing cars that you find. So it's ACC harder than F1 without assist. So that's the fun thing about ACC. You don't drive without assist. The cars have assist built in. They have traction control. They have what you call it, anti-lock brakes, ABS.
Except for the Porsche Cup car.
Except for the Porsche Cup car, of course, yes. But that's like if you want to die.
Yeah.
Unless you're me, okay, or you're Rooster, then like you're just crazy.
I think it will be easier if you turn off all the assists on F1. It's really difficult to drive, but still, I don't think you get the real racing feeling, the real simulation work. To be honest, ACC brings that to your spine. You know, if you have fun driving that car, you will enjoy it so much. I have to answer one question, as Bob Sonian just asked, did you eat a whole cake? No.
What, you didn't?
No, mate. You know how big that cake was?
No, you didn't eat the whole cake. Oh, that's disappointing. Oh, you need to eat. Okay, we're going to send you a new cake and we're going to force you to eat the whole cake on the stream.
Oh, jeez. Somebody told me, what's your figure? I said I was 105 kilograms, so that will be breakfast for me. But no, I planted my face in it. I eat like a quarter, maybe. It looked like almost half with all the smashed parts. Force feeding, yeah. I'm now, after that cake eating contest, I was 120 kilograms, so nice.
Quite a hefty cake, that is.
It was a really tasteful cake, but after I planted my face in it, I didn't want to eat it anymore. So yeah, if you missed that in the videos, we have like the charity that we did. I made some video of it. You can find it in the videos on the DSLT channel as well. Yeah, if you have more questions, I would say do it. Oh yeah. Stick URL in chat, ! Yes. Discord. So
I tried to do that, and then like my PC was like, "No, you're not."
Okay, I can do it if it doesn't work. Yeah. So if you have more questions, join our Discord. Even if it is for a few questions, we don't care. Join us, ask some questions around, have some fun with us. Bob Sonian is there for a while. Didn't race too much, but he did race now. Right, when I'm correct. He loves the DSLT community as well. So just go into Discord, ask those questions, and we will be glad to help you out. Every Friday we have to race into the weekend as today. You can join it if you have a safety rating above 60. And there's nothing more to say for me, to be honest, because my game crashed and everything. Thank you, Bob Sonian. Then have a nice weekend. Stick, do you want to say something to the chat as well?
No, I'm shy.
No, you're shy. So, join a lovely community. And hopefully see you guys next week again when we do the Racing to the Weekend number 46 already. We are going to the 50, right? Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Oh, I thought there would be comment from Steak, but no way.
Oh, I was not paying attention.
No. As always. My safety rating is 29. Yeah, keep it up and you will be at 60 in no time. So I cannot raise and my safety rating is 90. So just put the if you do like the AI on 10% and you take pole position and do a safe race, you will get there in no time. So see you guys next week. Have a nice weekend.